It's interesting how much they're depending on Google technology, potentially on their servers as well. But this is quite a move to be going to the chatbot form.
This is a blockbuster move for Apple for the last several months, even in light of the new Siri being delayed and not launching on time a year and a half ago, even in light of the botched launch and the delays to Apple Intelligence. Apple was steadfast in saying that it doesn't believe in the chatbot route that OpenAI is taking with ChatGPT, that Google's taking with Gemini, that Microsoft is taking with Copilot. But everyone who's used these chatbots know that this is at the very center of the generative AI battleground. ChatGPT is nearing 1 billion monthly active users, right? It's clearly resonating. And so Apple knows it needs to go in this direction, and it's doing exactly what it needs to do to make its consumers happy and to keep selling its devices and keeping its operating system in line with the future. So at the end of this year, they're going to revamp Siri into a chatbot. And it's going to be far more capable than what you're seeing from chatbots today, having those features, having web search, but also having deep ties into Apple's devices, allowing you to control specific apps and features.
You know, it's interesting to see the shares up about 0.9% after the reporting. And when I read the report, it's clear Siri will be fundamentally different. But is this a direct result, Mark, of that agreement that Apple reached with Google for Gemini to underpin this next gen of Siri? Is that kind of what the unlock has been?
That has been the unlock for them to bring this to market. This is a concept that they've had for a while now, using their internal models that they built for Siri and Apple Intelligence a couple of years ago. But based on all the delays and based on all the issues the companies had, it would have been impossible to launch that with their internal models because it just wouldn't work well. It would be subpar, and they would have crisis round 2 for their AI strategy. So yes, as you said, partnering with Google for Gemini has been the unlock to actually bring this to market. Now, there are some important details here. There's a new version of Siri launching in the coming months, in the first half of this year, likely around March of April. That brings to market features they announced 2 years ago in 2024 at their developer conference. The assistant being able to tap into personal data, being able to know what's on your screen, precise control of applications in the operating system. And to do that, they're using a custom Gemini model that mixes with their internal models, runs in the cloud on Apple servers. But this chatbot is so powerful and needs to have as much functionality as possible to really compete with OpenAI and what Google and Microsoft offer today. So what they're discussing doing is actually running this Gemini model on Google's cloud platform services, as well as on Google TPUs, which is a big sea change for what Apple's doing currently with Gemini.